And welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We're just coming back to old boy over here. Did we talk to these people already? That building's filled with Garleanians. And excitement, intrigue. Yep, I think we've we talked to all these people last time. So, Hancock, what you got for us today? By the grace of Lord Lolorito. We ain't gonna worry about the rings, but we are gonna take the Savage A materia for critical hits. Hancock seems to be quite pleased with himself. There is so much more I could speak of. The soothing waters of the onsen, the ephemeral delights of the pleasure district, but you are doubtless still weary from your long sea voyage. Yes, we are. Let us retire to the company offices. All right, well, let's go retire. I mean, we're not going to retire, but sure they want to retire. Nice, we can just walk in without talking to the gate guard. Ah, the unmistakable scent of wealth and power. I dare say we could travel to Eorzea or the New World and find a man like Hancock waiting for us. Even though this feels just as out of place as the Garlean consulate, it's a lot more comforting. There's no denying that this place was built from old end. Yeah, yes it was. Long last, we arrive at our destination. May I present to you our humble offices. We have much to discuss, so I'll refrain from further prattle. Come, right this way. Got the scale up there above the door. You know they mean business.
Our thaumaturges took great pains to ward these walls against all manner of surveillance. Where business dealings are concerned, we do not compromise on confidentiality. You may avail yourselves of these offices for the duration of your visit. Come and go as you like, and know that you may speak freely here.
A little Lolorito's over there.
Your offer is most generous, but I will not enter into any agreement which would leave us beholden to you or your master.
A legitimate concern. Allow me to clarify, then. The chairman bids you consider this as an expression of his heartfelt contrition for the bloody banquet and the unpleasantness which followed. Never having been one to put stock in words alone, the chairman deems the provision of material aid to be a more appropriate demonstration of his sincerity. By sheer coincidence, your purpose here also happens to coincide with our own interests. That is, assuming you are come to aid the Doman Liberation Front.
And the other shoe drops.
How could... I will not bother to offer a denial. You have the right of it. To be specific, we are come in search of our Far Eastern allies, Yugiri and Gosetsu, whom we hope to assist in their fight.
The Auri Shinobi and the Rugadan Samurai? Then you will be pleased to know that they have both come to Kugani.
Are you sure?
Quite. They came here aboard a company vessel, you see. However, they encountered difficulties securing passage across the Ruby Sea.
The Ruby Sea? Sorry, I've never been any good at geography.
Forgive me. This calls for a map.
Well, let's see this map. There it is.
We are here in Kugani, the sole open port of Hingashi, situated on her western coast.
It looks like the east coast, where that card's at.
Doma, meanwhile, is here on the eastern coast of Otherd in Yansha. Therefore, if your friends are to reach Doma, they must first cross the Ruby Sea. Alas, this is easier said than done, as the Ruby Sea does not fall within the dominion of either Hingashi or Doma, being controlled since antiquity by a third party, namely the Confederacy.
Uh-oh, who's the new Confederacy? Who are they?
Said maritime collective is known for the consummate skill of its sailors, and for demanding that any vessel entering its waters pay a toll referred to as the Ruby Tithe. In exchange, the Confederacy's vast fleet guarantees the safety of those who travel within its territory. Now, as I'm sure you are aware, Garlemald conquered Doma some 25 years past, at which time the Empire saw no value in controlling the Ruby Sea, and thus did they turn a blind eye to the activities of the Confederacy. The recently appointed acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma had other ideas, however. She has formally condemned the Confederacy and declared that any who recognize their authority shall be branded enemies of the Empire. Bowing to this pressure, Hingashi severed ties with these toll-takers and forbade the payment of the Ruby Tithe, prompting the Confederacy to make it known that any merchants choosing to sail the Ruby Sea would do so at their peril.
No wonder they struggled to secure passage to Doma. What captain would risk such a journey given the circumstances?
I am told your friends were not so easily deterred from their course, but I know not whether their persistence bore fruit.
I say we follow in Yugiri and Gosetsu's footsteps and attempt to secure passage to Doma for ourselves. We will need to cross the sea in any case, and we may learn something of their whereabouts in the process. And should we find that they are still in Kugane, we can make the journey together.
In that case, I have some information which may be of use to you. No quid pro quo, I assure you. The chairman was most insistent that I aid you to the best of my ability.
Look at that smile. That's a sneaky smile if I ever seen one. Alright, so we got a warded room where we can talk in peace. Not sure how I imagined our time in the Far East unfolding, but it definitely didn't involve Odons. Especially not these Odons. Still, whatever works, right? He was not exaggerating when he spoke of their wars efficiency. Whoever wove them did so with consummate skill. Oh, this place takes me back. It reminds me of the workshop in Odon, Laperty, I once served. Must confess, I am an avid collector of all things Far Eastern. See for yourself. I insist. Though I am reluctant to take any action whatsoever that could be constructed as placing ourselves in Lord Lolorito's debt, we must avail ourselves of what means are available. Our Alpha Megalon allies place their faith in us, and I do not intend to disappoint them. That's it, by the grace of Lord Lolorito. Let's take our Savage A Materia 5, gives us critical hit. We're going to take our Gil and our XP, and that quest is complete. And that's going to be it for us today. So, thanks for joining me, and come on back tomorrow. We continue on this quest line. Until then, y'all take care.